Hey guys, Rosberg back at it again for another video. This time we are here for the beginning of AOR Season 14 on the Xbox One. Finally, we're back for AOR. I haven't raced in AOR since Season 12 after my fantastic internet issues that basically gave me the shittest reputation you could have in this community. But we're finally back, new season, new game, new cars, a new challenge. Same old shitty tracks though, that's quite unfortunate, like Monaco and Canada, Azerbaijan. I'm not going to want to die doing those tracks. But anyway, the calendar, pretty standard. We're doing all 20 races for this season. A lot of the tracks, I have decent pace, I think. Obviously, there's going to be tracks like Monaco, Canada, Azerbaijan, like I said, that I'm going to want to die. But, you know, this season, it's got probably the best grids that AOR as a whole has probably ever seen. You know, we've got the multiple champions throughout the seasons, like the Flying Finn, Bamley, Tyrrell Martin, Brosiek 96, and we got guys still looking for their championships, like Tyrrell Limitless, and STSF 101, so can't forget Sally's little brother. Anyway, we're going to get into qualifying. We're about to start our lap. Speaking of Finn's little brother, he just went into pole. I'm not sure if that was probably the game just being shit or not, but I think he actually did go into pole at the moment. Anyway, we're going to start our lap. I will say now, this lap wasn't very good. My PB was a 21.3, so if I could put in that lap, I would have been pretty happy with that. You know, not cutting turn one, pretty crucial not to corner cut around this track because I just don't want another quali ban like Russia. I mean, that qualifying lap was on point, never to be seen again, unless you go through the AOR stewards panel, find the Russia qualifying laps by Stu, and he took a screenshot of all my corner cuts. But anyway, putting away from that, Sector 1 wasn't exactly brilliant. Coming into here, you want to, I don't really know where you should be braking on. I think I slightly track extended there, so sorry, Stu. This lap was quite scruffy. I think I've already said that. I don't do commentaries very often. I'm not very good at them. I'm going to try and do this as professionally as possible, but I'm talking to myself in a room, trying to commentate over AOR hard highlights, which, you know, it's just not going to go well. I've probably just ruined this entire hard lap, to be honest, but it wasn't very good anyway, as I've said for the third time. Anyway, we are currently P11 at the moment. We're going to run up across the line. We are going to go into P7 at the moment. Decent lap, you know, we're just behind Tyrrell Limitless, who obviously didn't get an amazing lap in. We did end up dropping to P9. We got jumped by, I want to say, Bamley and Taylor the Vol, who did exactly the same lap time as Tyrrell Limitless, which is interesting, I guess you could say. As you can see, the Flying Finn obviously on pole. They were my sectors. The middle sector was actually quite good. There's like a 10th I could find in the last, and there was like 2 or 3 tenths in the first. So it could have been a really good lap, but obviously I decided I want to make things harder for myself, and I want to start just within the top 10. Well, as you can see, lo and behold, look at that weather. Holy shit. Wet conditions for the whole race. So, you know, this is going to be fun. Starting in P9 for the beginning of CRL. Hoi! AOR Season 14, as we await the 5 red lights to signal the start of the new season. It's lights out and away we go. We get a pretty decent start on Taylor the Vol, but he's going to lag forward a lot, and at this moment I'm already breaking myself. As you can see, I can't see jack shit going into turn 1. We have a car on our inside. That's VBR Raikkonen. He was actually a Zero driver. He's gone around our outside, from our inside to the outside. That's Bam Lee, who's gone off the track and he's rejoining. He's now behind us now, so that's us regaining 9th place. VBR Raikkonen trying to make a move on the OMG. It's Joe and Tyrrell Limitless, I think. as he's going to squeeze Joe. He's going to get it round the outside. I think there might have been a little bit of contact there, but he has made the move, and now we're stuck behind OMG It's Joe after being overtaken by Raikkonen. Decent start. I mean, we did lose a place off the start, but we regained one after Bam Lee decided he wanted to say bollocks to turn 2. And then we're going to come through here. You can barely see anything. That's OMG It's Joe. I think he had a bit of a slide on, and we made the move around his out. No, we haven't. Never mind. He's going to lag back up our inside, but we're going to hang it back around his outside. Probably our first proper move in AOR, and it was due to lag. Well, it was a lagging car, so that's quite ironic, I guess. Bam Lee trying to get up our inside after capitalising on OMG It's Joe's mistake, but we do hold on to P8 at the moment, so 1 place gained, as I said. We are behind VBR Raikkonen, who made a very good start. I think he was 10th, I want to say, and he's gone into P7, so he has had a lightning start. I mean, I was a little bit cautious for the first couple of corners, or for the first lap really, because I could not see anything. I remember, like, in the moment, I was like, I just could not see absolutely anything. But obviously, I don't know what happened to Bam. I think he actually got squeezed off by Sir Friesmith, if I can remember correctly. He did upload a video on that, which I guess is interesting. I don't know if he's taken that to the stewards or not. But anyway, Bam Lee, he's all over the back of us. We know that Bam Lee, or Dizzy Cupid, or ESR Lee, TSR Cupid, HCR Cupid, fucking Matt Sister 69. We know that he will go for a move if he thinks he can make it, whether that be dive bombing from about 7/10 behind or just from Narnia, I guess. But we're going to try and close in on VBR Raikkonen. I did actually do a little bit of practice in the wet conditions, something I don't think many people actually did. I only did a qualifying lap though, so it wasn't loads of practice. I did change up the setup. I think you would have seen from the beginning. My aero was a bit higher, and I also changed my on throttle to 50s just to help the traction. Coming into turn 13, we've got Dizzy Cupid, or Bam Lee, diving it up our inside there from like 6/10 back, but we get the cut back on him. But we can't see, I couldn't see where the apex was for turn 14, I think this is. And Bam Lee, obviously, with the better run and the better line, holds it round our outside. But now we've got Tero Martin now, who's quite far back. I think he started P13, trying to go around our inside, round our outside. But I think he backs out of the move, so that's us going to be hanging on to P9. I was quite desperate to hang on to P9 there when Martin was trying to hang it around my outside, because I wanted points so badly. I mean, my pace was actually quite good in the dry. I didn't know what my pace would be like in the wet, though. I think that was like that for pretty much everyone, maybe apart from 2 or 3 people. Depending on if people did practice in the wet, I honestly have no idea. Now we're going to have to await Bam Lee to try and make moves on VBR Raikkonen, hopefully set up the pack then, as Tero Martin once again getting a run on us, as we had a pretty tragic run. And as you can see, we are driving it a little bit all over the place. I mean, we're not exactly driving gods on F1 2017. That's Bam Lee making a move on NLR Evo, a returning driver. I don't think I mentioned him at the start, so sorry about that. He got pushed off the track. I think he must have had some sort of damage, because he qualified quite high up, and I think he got damage. I don't really know what happened. Bam Lee's obviously gone for a move, and he's pushed him off the track. I was actually a little bit surprised that Lee didn't wait up for him. He did just force another driver off the track, but, you know, whatever Bam Lee wants to do is whatever Bam Lee wants to do. But that did allow us to catch back up to him, getting a good run out of turn 14, I think it is. I don't know the corner names around this track. I probably should do my research before I go into commentaries. But, you know, fuck it, who cares? Tyrrell Limitless setting the fastest lap of the race. I think he was into P3 at this point. Remember, he started in P7, I want to say. If I start P9, yeah. He started in P7. So, he's actually made a very good start. I think it's because he got away from the whole VBR Raikkonen OMG It's Joe cluster shit that was going on on the first lap, and that's basically what separated the front group to the second, was just VBR Raikkonen and OMG It's Joe battling in that first sector. Speaking of VBR Raikkonen, myself and Bam Lee and Tyrrell Martin, I think, have all caught up to the back of VBR Raikkonen, whose pace isn't exactly lightning at the moment. Bam Lee trying to make a move on his inside. He gets a little bit tail happy. I think he almost lost the rear end and nearly ended up in the wall. We're going to go back up his inside, getting a slipstream off VBR Raikkonen. Are we going to look up the inside of Raikkonen? We have a look, but we don't make it stick, but we do make the move on Bam Lee, the Season 11 champion. So that's just a little bit of payback. It's not really payback, since I was nowhere near the championship fight in Season 11 anyway. But now, VBR Raikkonen, he was, as I mentioned at the start, he was a CRO driver. So, you know, we've had battles before. I don't think he probably knew it was me, since I changed my gamer tag about 3 times, since, well, twice really, since I was Sarah Rosberg. But it's still my channel name. I might change it, I don't know. Anyway, skipping a little bit forward into lap 6. I know this commentary is all over the place, but honestly, I didn't go into this really expecting much. I'm quite tired, although it's 1 PM. On the back of VBR Raikkonen, he loses the rear end coming out of turn 14. We're going to dive up his inside the penultimate corner. Slightly overshooting the corner as a whole, but we do make the move stick. Coming out of the last corner, got to control the power. Slightly going defensive. A little bit surprised that he didn't decide to follow my slipstream, so I just go back into the racing line. But that is us into P6 behind Taylor the Vole, who was lagging at the start. So we've made a good start. We started P9 and going into lap 7. We're now in P6, and that's Bam Lee who's making a diving move on Raikkonen as I shit the bed, I guess I could say. Seeing a red proximity arrow charging towards my rear end, thinking I was about to get slam dunked by Bam Lee. But that is P6 at the moment. I don't really know what to say at this point. Going on to lap 11 now, we are still holding off the group behind. I think we did actually gain a little bit of time on Bam Lee. We were just holding our own, really. I think we were both just trying to get used to the conditions. I don't know if Lee had done any practice in the wet. As you can see, Taylor the Vole was in the pits. This lap, or the last lap really, I should say, I was asking the engineer if it was time to pit for intermediates, and he kept saying maybe it's the crossover point, there could be a dip in the weather at the moment. As you can see, I'm asking him again. You can't hear Jeff. 1, because I'm talking, and 2, I don't know. I guess Game DVR just doesn't pick up his voice. I'm not quite sure what that's all about. But coming into the pits for the intermediates, Bam Lee doesn't follow us in, or no one really follows us in, I don't think. But yeah. So I was asking the engineer the lap before, the lap that Taylor the Vole came in, about strategy coming in, and I would have pit that lap, but I decided I would continue on. And then that was the lap that Taylor the Vole came in, and as we can see on the straight, there goes Taylor, and he has increased the gap over us, I'm pretty sure. So he timed it to perfection, really, the crossover point. But the only issue that myself and Taylor's going to have is that because we're on the intermediates first, our tyre wear is going to be a little bit worse than everyone else at the end of the race. So we're going to have to do a little bit of tyre saving, I think, near the end of the Grand Prix if we don't come in for another pit stop. I do believe that Tyrrell Martin came in for intermediates as well, but I'm not sure if he got damage or something. I think Evo came in for the inters as well. So this was the crossover point. But the top guys, obviously, I don't know whether they just didn't know it was the crossover point, they were just following each other's strategies, or if, I don't know, they knew that they wouldn't get intermediates to the end, so they stayed out a little bit longer on the wets, so that their tyres would be a lot better at the end. As you see, OMG It's Joe, I think, has come into the pits, and he is now on the intermediate tyres. I think he was behind us. I'm not sure if he was... No, I think he was ahead, and now he's pit. I'm not really sure. But Bam Lee, and Surprise, Martin, Limitless, they haven't pit yet, so they're still going on the wet tyres, as we are going to try and set some blistering laps to try and pull the gap between myself and Bam Lee. While he's on the slower tyre, I've got to take advantage of while I'm on the quicker one, and maybe take advantage of maybe trying to close the gap on the guys in front, like Surprise, who was with the front group, and maybe Alonso. I'm not sure what the gaps were between everyone at this point. But I knew that Taylor the Volley was actually... I'm actually quite surprised with Taylor's pace on this game, or maybe around this track, I don't know. We did race in Season 11 together. He was in GP2 as well. I don't think he would mind me saying, but he wasn't the quickest driver, because I'm pretty sure he qualified for... I might get this wrong. I think he qualified for GP2 on 2015, but he got promoted as a few people couldn't make it anymore for Season 11. And, you know, he's really stepped up his game. I don't know if he's turned off any of the assists or, like, racing line for this game. But he's actually done very well. I was quite surprised. Coming across the line, that's one for the record books. That's one for my own personal pride, I guess. Setting the fastest lap of an AOR race. Granted, I am on the faster tyre than in comparison to the rest of the field, but, you know, I'm going to take any slight of glory that I can have. Terry Martin, speaking of the poor guy, he's currently in P9. It's not a good day for the Season 10 champion. Skipping along lap 15 now. Still behind Taylor the Vol and still ahead of Terry Martin. As you can see on the minimap though, people are coming into the pits. I think some people are still going out, or still going around. We're going to see who is it that we're going to overtake first. I'm sure it's going to be Matiz actually. Taylor the Vol sets the fastest lap of the race. We come across the line, just do a PB, but we are now ahead of Bam Lee as well. And Taylor the Vol has actually jumped Surprise Met. That just shows how much of an advantage that myself and Taylor actually gained, being out on the intermediates for, I think, between 2 or 4 laps. I can't remember. But our advantage was unbelievable, really, because you can see the gap between himself and Bam Lee. That's gone up quite massively. It's going to go down now after that mistake. It's obviously not going to dry up of this race. I mean, if you remember at the start, just before the race, we showed the weather report. It was actually meant to be heavy. It said heavy rain for like it seemed like 2/3 of the race, and it was meant to be intermediates at the end. So I thought we would be going to the end really on wet tyres, but I guess not. Before the halfway point, it went to intermediates, which is a surprise, I guess. 2017, I know the weather is a little bit more unpredictable. Although you could just ask Jeff what the weather's doing, and there you go, it's been predicted for you. Cutting on to lap 28, nothing really happened. Couldn't catch Taylor the Vol or Surprise Met, who has got past Taylor. And, you know, our pace was decent. I did make a couple of mistakes. I have also put myself up a penalty. I didn't actually record it. But on the lap where I thought, you know what, I'm going to go all out to try and catch Taylor and Surprise. At the very next corner, I got a corner cut, and I then got a penalty. So that was probably P6 out the window now. So when I realised that, okay, I've screwed myself here, I just tried to drive as quick as possible, trying to stay away from Bam Lee, because I knew, like we saw on lap 2, he would go for a move when he's over half a second back. Granted, it's in the wet, and not everyone is comfortable with the conditions, but still, I mean, he's going to go for it either way. He probably would have done that even if it was in the dry. So we've got to try and take advantage of this. I know Matiz, he wasn't comfortable in these conditions, but he was hanging on to the back of myself and Bam Lee, hanging on in the last sector, but I needed a 3-second gap, and myself to Matiz, it's not 3 seconds at all. So I knew on this last lap I had to nail it. I had to absolutely go for it. I wasn't aware if Bam Lee had a penalty, so P8 was the lowest that I was looking at the moment. But we've got to defend from Bamley at the moment to at least try and hang on to P6. But we're going to go wide on the exit turn 2, taking up a lot of grass. And that's completely killed our run going into turn 3. Bamley's going to look around the outside. We've got the inside. We've broken a bit too early, though. On the curb, we're going to try and squeeze out Lee. He's going to have the inside for the next corner. We're going to get the cutback, though, getting a better run. Going into turn 5. Are we going to hold it around his outside? No, we're not. A little bit of understeer, plus having a massive red Ferrari in our way. Basically killed it off of us trying to hang it around his outside, but I was determined to try and get back in front of Bam Lee. You know, it's a rare occurrence that we are ever on the same piece of tarmac together, and on raw pace as well. We were genuinely fighting each other for the whole race. I don't know if Bam Lee had any issues or not, but I was very much determined to try and beat him. Since any time we have had a battle together, he's always won. But I've screwed up the left right, the turns 11 and 12, and that basically killed it. I mean, that was my mistake, obviously. Was I going to make a move? Probably not. I was a lot stronger in this section than Bam Lee, I think. Like around this corner as well, I think you might see me gain a little bit of time under braking, as you can see. But Tyrrell Limitless wins the Australian Grand Prix. His first AOR win since Season 10. Season 10 Brazil, which is a very, very long time ago. Didn't win a race on Season 11 because he didn't participate. He didn't do a race. He did win a race on 2016, but he wins the first race on 2017 ahead of the Flying Finn 08 and STS F1 Alonso. As you can see, little JD absolutely buzzing in that Toro Rosso, beautiful looking car. We've come across with P7, which is where we actually finished because Tenderval had a 9-second penalty, and Bam Lee also had a penalty. Matiz obviously taken advantage, so we crossed the line in the same place. I'm not massively disappointed with that. I mean, I missed out on P5 because of a little mistake in my own judgment, but I was quite happy with P7 from P9. Obviously it's not as good as P7 to P1, but that's basically going to wrap it up for Australia. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like if you did, subscribe if you're new for more AOR Season 14 content, and I will see you guys in my next video. Cheers.